Hey guys, let's call this thing together. Randy, you want to lead us in Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Live from Montana.
Okay.
Who's got my pen?
It ran out of ink.
You ran out of ink?
Well, I didn't try it, that's what I've been told.
It was made in China.
Okay, we're going to start off with introductions. We're going to start off with introductions here, and I'm going to start here. We'll move the microphone around the room.
Henry, K6 CQL.
Randy, K6 RJA, from deep in the heart of Beaumont.
I'm in the toilet. Joe Vecca, KK6 FYE, Solera, Beaumont.
I'm Hans, I'm from Banning, I'm a guest.
Yes.
I'm Flip, K6WM from Sun Lakes, Sunny Lakes.
Hi, Bill, WA6MOD, Calamasa, that would be Sharondale.
I'm Steve, NJ6LN, and I jokingly refer to my part of the pass as the free territories in Banning.
And I'm Mike Cartman, WA6UIJ from Southern Banning in Sun Lakes.
And how come you don't say
I'm Pete Hersey, KJ6NRR, from the heart of Four Seasons, Beaumont.
My name is George, W6GRH, and I'm from Yucaipa.
My name is Dave, KD6ZJZ, and past president, last time.
Tina, W6 from WFB from Banning.
Ed, W6EJM, from the armpit of Banning. I mean, no, the heart of Banning.
Jeff, Kilo Bravo 6 Charlie Alpha, Sun Lakes.
I'm DJ, KJ6US. I'm the president, and Jeff here is the secretary. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we do have three people on Zoom here. Let's see here. Larry, give it your best shot.
Larry, KE6MAE over here at the plantation.
Nope, we didn't hear you, Larry.
Well, let's see. I think I'm unmuted. Let's make sure. Good. Unless you have me muted over there. Larry, KE6MAE of Calamasa.
Hey, thanks for being there, Larry. How about Earl and Edie? You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Eagle Mike 6 Sierra Papa Yankee Earl, Sinkhole of Val Vista. Go ahead.
All right, thank you guys. Okay, Sam, go ahead.
Kilo Winnie 6 November Mike Echo. Sam, live from Bozeman, Montana. Actually, I'm from Riverside, but I'm up here having a good time.
Yeah, lucky dog up there.
Hey, it was 31 this morning. It was 40 something this afternoon with the wind blowing about 25 miles an hour. It was damn cold.
But you're up there with the free people. That's a good thing.
BUW just walked through the door. You want to introduce yourself?
Thank you.
I'm Mike, KK6BUW. I'm the club treasurer. I live in Four Seasons. And Sam, you ought to come back where you don't have to wear that long underwear.
Okay.
All right. Did everyone get a chance to read Jeff's minutes from last meeting? All right, we have a motion to accept those. Go ahead, comment.
Talks about the mini field day and the location in Jurassic Park.
Field day, yes.
Right, I'm new in Beaumont. I've been here like 3 years. So I looked on a map where it's at, and and sometimes it's temporarily closed.
What, well, hold on, I don't think our committee has finalized anything yet, so,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
so.
I don't think our committee has finalized anything, so.
I was down at Dysart the other day. It was open. Yeah, it's just the website. It's never looked so good, I have to say. It's not open. They fixed it up.
Oh, I know, did you go down there and the gate was locked?
No, I was on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they locked, they locked the gate, it's not open all the time.
Well, the gate
Yeah.
was wide open when I.
Oh, okay.
We have to get special permission.
Is that where they're trying to move the? Once I was on the computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a temporary stop.
Oh, I think it's because of COVID.
They moved the truckers.
Okay. Give us our,
I think it's always there. And they did that.
Change one chair for the other, and I'm leaning the other way now. Anyway, DJ wanted me to give the treasurer's report. With the $70 that I put into the bank, we now have $6,006.63.
Director at Large, Steve, do you have anything for us this evening? You have anything for us this evening? You know what, you can do races also, Sam. Sam would be hard to hear over the, yeah.
Okay. This is NJ6LN. I tuned into the webinar for Skywarn earlier this month. Unfortunately, we had a very poor internet connection, and I don't know which end it was. I know that we had Spectrum has been up at in our neighborhood repairing some leaky boxes. So that was the problem. I know it's fast now. It's quite rapid, normal. Anyway, I had to tune out of it because it just kept going dead. So, but it is recorded. Anyway, some of the things that I picked up before I left were reportable hazards. Among them are fires, trees down, snow in the mountains, whoopee-doo, flooding rivers and streams, high heat, fatalities, rip currents, flash flooding. A lot of this stuff doesn't apply to us, but anything that you see that is not normal is reportable to Skywarn. Anyhow, that's pretty much it. As far as Dysart Park goes, I have the application for the event number. That's it.
Does that mean we have to start it?
No, we had
the concept of.
No. And as far as Gilman Ranch, I will be up there this Saturday, replacing a drinking fountain, which is kind of be the leverage to maybe get us Gilman Ranch, which would be a good spot. Yeah, a little higher.
Is that from a used one you have in back of your house? Or what?
No, it's not that one. That's a urinal.
It's got the little half moon on it, right?
No.
If we got Gilman, would it be available overnight?
That's the big question. Yeah. And I believe that when they have their Wild West days, but I think they have overnight stays there. So if they have it, it's already the precedent. So anyway, that'll be sort of the key to the door. Whether it gets us anywhere, we'll know more. Okay.
A question for Steve.
Well,
Okay, 678.
oh, quick question from,
Larry May.
Yes. What repeater are they doing the Skyward net on for Riverside County now, Steve?
Did you hear that, Steve? Say it one more time, Larry.
What repeater are they doing the Riverside County Skyward net on nowadays? And what days?
No peak.
What repeater are they using for the Skywarn?
I do not know. That was not provided.
Okay.
No peak.
Snow Peak?
Snow Peak. The answer is Snow Peak.
Yes.
Which one?
Okay.
You know which one, Steve? I mean,
The one he used to
For,
use.
the frequency is 447.180. No, 080, excuse me. And I think the
Negative,
PL code is it's in the books.
that's 100, I think it's 100.
100, yeah.
Okay, so I look forward to that. I used to be on it, but disappeared.
I'll try to email you, Larry.
Okay, thank you.
I'll communicate with anybody, I don't care.
thank you. All right.
Okay, well, things are going well with the net control. We had one person resign. I had to reshuffle the assignments to fill in those spots. That's been done. And we've had a couple of substitutions that the folks have taken care of. I want to thank them. I thank them personally, but I want to thank them publicly for doing that. So that's good. We always need more people, more net control. So if you'd like to join us, we'll put you through. You don't have to have a base station. You can do it with a handheld if you on the nights that we do the repeater, and you can get some good training. Questions?
Henry, you did a good job on your first round as net control. No, but next Wednesday is my turn again, so. Good. All right, I've been taking notes. You can do it, okay? Especially notes. Just make sure don't take them from me. Flip and Randy, I'm taking their notes. No, I'm taking notes and to see, it's more, it's just everybody's having fun. Well, I'm getting used to it, but just like when I started with Four Seasons, so yeah, same thing. It just by doing it, you get more comfortable. Yeah. It's just here, I don't know everybody as well.
There's people like Mike who would buy the book, A, B, C, D. And then there's people like Randy that have no book.
He does have the back of the wall.
Randy gets points. So a few weeks ago, me and Sam were at the hospital and we were running the net. And Sam didn't realize I didn't have the script. I was kind of doing it off memory, just kind of going through. Then he goes, "Oh, you need the script," and he kind of shoved it in front of me, and we just kept going. I don't even think anybody even noticed I wasn't even using the script. So, did you go to Pasco? They didn't have Pasco?
Well, to add more about that net control stuff, last night, we're supposed to be going down and operating out of the alternate EOC. Oh, and my wife says, "Make sure you got the keys." Oh, I got keys on my key chain. I got keys on my truck. It didn't matter about the damn keys. They changed the combination to the door. So I'm sitting outside operating, and Randy pulls up, and then this guy gets on there talking to Pete. "What's the matter?" "Well, I have a cross-banding radio, and I was on the wrong band. I was on SPARC 4 instead of the other one. Luckily, I had it up enough so I could hear him. So I knew what happened. I flipped it right over and started over again. So I mean, I used to get real paranoid about being real perfect, but after a while, it's like it's all practice, really. And even if you get down to it, so long as we don't kill anybody, we're doing okay.
Well, the key to it is you can improvise, and you can just do it whatever feels good, as long as you cover most of the stuff. Nobody cares. I mean, it's really good.
Well, the interesting part is that they changed the code.
Yeah, so the question is, are we gonna get a new code?
We're gonna have to find out. I'm gonna wait till Sam comes back and maybe he can use his fireman magic with the battalion chief and we can get the new code.
So it's no more 313113.
No, wrong.
Everybody knows it.
So yeah, I tried that about 3 or 4 times. It didn't work. So usually it turns green and goes on and there's no lights, no nothing. I said, "Oh, there's something's wrong." So I guess I could have got monkeyed with, but just like they hit the side of the wall over there, and when Bill Mulliter reported it, and then they just barely fixed it after about, I don't know, 4 months. Ed Mulliter, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Bill calling you Ed. No, I didn't go to PASCOM this last time because I had to take my sister-in-law to the airport. She was going to San Antonio to see her grandson.
And I missed it too.
Did anybody go to Pasco? Oh, want to give us a Run down.
Just off the top of your head.
I don't remember too much. They had the usual free donuts, and that's why I went. It was good. They had a lot of people. Trying to think who they had to give a talk.
There was supposed to be someone that missed the last time.
Did he get, no, did Tom show up? He didn't show up from the Danny Power?
No.
Did Sam go?
Wait, Sam, did you go? Okay, he's holding his hand up. All right, you want to try unmuting Sam and give us a rundown? You're muted. You're muted, Sam.
You may have to.
There's a kid. It was a member of the supervisor's staff for the supervisor for the county for Moreno Valley. And I think he was, the first original part of the talk was about the runoffs and what they have done and the pillars that they have put in the different parts of the drainage system to catch the debris, slow things down. And then as soon as the water drops, they've got scoops out there picking that stuff up and getting it out of the way so that when the next cell comes through or something, then they're pretty well working with that. They have more to do along with that. And then something came up about driving through and getting in and out of the Home Depot and Pat's Kitchen and all that down there and stuff, and what is planned for that. And he informed us of a plan that was developed several years ago with the county or with Los Angeles of the port. And they, if you notice, we have so many packing houses and storage facilities being built throughout our area, starting from Redlands on out. And the big thing that what they're pushing for is they're going to want to railroad all of that stuff out of LA to relieve the smog and conditions and stuff down there. And then they will put them in here and truck out from the San Gorgonio Pass area. I understand the res is behind a lot of the buying of the land. And I forget, there's a word they used up front that means that whoever's names you see is not, there's other people behind them that's fronting the money and stuff. So it's probably one of the reasons the stuff right there for Sun Lakes was plowed right on through. There's another land to the east, and they are going to extend, I forgot what the name of the street was. You remember, Jeff? The street they're going to extend, go all the way out almost to the casinos for the trucks to use coming in. That's in the plans to do that. They haven't started construction on it yet, but that is in the overall plan. So stand by, we got more coming.
Oh, boy. Whoopee.
All right, let's see. What's
I
that?
do remember one thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about making an alternate route on the north side of the freeway, all the way to Rongo, basically. So it gets a freeway.
No, it's on the south side.
South
Yeah,
side.
they
One
have
side.
plans to take Bonita and Capizon and run it through to Sunset.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, just on one side. of the freeway.
Yeah, that's on the south side.
South side.
That was approved, I think, like 30 years ago.
Right, and they never.
But, well, they
Needing
became
land.
the funding issue because there were so many washes to cross.
Right.
They had to build so many bridges
Right.
that it was cost prohibitive.
Oh, see, there's the same issue with Sunset connection from Sun Lake over to Sunset.
Right.
There's a wash there, and I'll bet you that's the same reason they haven't.
He did.
Somebody's gonna have to do that, because when they put in a distribution center there,
Yeah.
I can't imagine having 15 to 53 footers driving down Highland Springs.
All turning right, you know.
Well, it goes deeper than that, Randy. The people have proposed that, and there's no way to do it with ingress and egress because of the north complex of Sun Lakes. So that it's almost forced to use Highland Springs. Everybody thought about that. Why can't we just extend Sun Lakes Boulevard over to Sunset and then make an ingress and egress and so they can use the distribution? The
And that's-
complex, that's what we're gonna do.
That's what he said. That's what he was talking about. He's gonna, Sun Lakes Boulevard is gonna be all the way across to
That's gonna, that's.
to Sunset.
That's been the
And,
The land around Sunset was deemed for low density housing.
Right.
So there's gonna be a road there sooner or later.
and he's saying that most of the trucks, when they start coming in, they're gonna come off of Sunset and then take Sun Lakes Boulevard over and come in that way. They're not gonna go onto Highland Springs Road. At least 30% of them won't, because it's gonna be too crowded.
Just a second, Sam.
Who was talking, somebody like I was talking to a truck driver, and he said, the truckers are kind of getting together in their own little way of communicating. And they said, if they have to come off the Highland Springs, turn right and go down to Sun Lakes Boulevard, that's gonna be packed. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna drive all the way down to the end of Highland Springs, turn around and park on the right side, all the way up. And they said, if we have to use bathrooms, you know how we're gonna do it. No bathrooms, okay? So there's all kinds of things going on, but it looks like they're not going to change the entering and exiting out of the whole distribution complex. And that's really a mess. The whole thing's a mess. The road from Sun Lakes Boulevard going over to Sunset is a great offload from Highland Springs. If you want to get on the freeway, that'd be perfect.
I want that road anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, guys, let's get Sam in here. Sam has some more to add.
That road will not just go to the Sunset, it's gonna go further east out by the scales. So that it will alleviate, try and alleviate Highland Springs and Sunset stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's another, they put it in another building on the other side of the airport. A huge one, another probably 1 million square foot.
They're talking about
facility
it, it's
there.
gonna be a movie studio or something.
Well, that's this trucking.
A new movie studio, right across near the airport, right across from the airport, right by the airport.
Okay, well, this is
It's like
on the east side.
Hispanic TV production studio.
You know, that's not gonna be the only traffic.
Unless, I don't know if it fell through, that's what they're talking about.
The city of Beaumont's gonna take Sixth Street up to Highland Springs. And they're gonna reduce the 2 lanes you have now down to 1 lane on the center meridian for parking. They've already put in the bike lanes. And that's already screwed things up.
Well, you see what they did right down the street here on Sixth Street? They cut off half the road and put a stupid bike. Now, I'm a cyclist, or used to be, and I understand the great idea, but Jesus jumping. They closed off half the road for a bicycle.
Bicycle.
You're just like brothers.
It's gonna get worse.
All right, let's see here. Sam, you want to tell us, Pete, you want to tell us about VE testing coming up this?
Okay, we do have a VE test on Saturday. And if you're one of the 4 people who volunteered to help on that, I appreciate it. And this is your reminder. This is Richard Royce, KE6 USA. This will be his first one. He had to jump through hoops to get his license that he has with W5YI. That's who he's affiliated with, to convert it over to ARRL. But they did it in like 2 days, so it was great. And he'll be one, and Mike and Bill and Jeff.
You want us there 8:30?
Yeah, yeah. Stan, it's the same every time, 8:30. So we now have at least 2 people saying they're coming to the test. And one of them is planning on taking 2 tests.
Yeah.
Technician and Jim.
Now, did any of them say that they've seen some advertising on any of the social media? They didn't say. I tried.
Explain how
Okay.
There's a new FCC directive that as of April 19th, they're going to charge the FCC, not ARRL. ARRL fee is $15. That stays like that. FCC wants an additional $35 if you're getting a new license, if you're getting a vanity license, or I think it's an upgrade, if you're getting an upgrade license. And that will be payable directly to the FCC within 10 days of your passing the test. However, I got to tell you what's happening lately with the FCC. So April 19th, they were going to start this. That's their drop dead date. They said, okay, it turned on everybody sending in an application for a license, a 605 form, they call it, is going to be contacted by us and we're going to ask you for a credit card number so we can bill you $35. 2 days later, no. We can't get the system to work. Next
Sounds like
day,
Obamacare.
and this is all coming from Maria at ARRL. She's the one who's in charge of it for us. Next day, it's back on, no problem. They're gonna charge you the $35 and we can accept new license applications. Next day after that, it's off again. They still can't get it to work. So as of this moment, people can take the test and we can send it to ARRL, but they can't send it to the FCC because they can't get it to work. So that's,
You don't have to pay a fee then when you're renewing your license? No, there's no fee? You know, yeah, like 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so maybe I misspoke. New licenses, renewals.
Okay.
and then-
Okay, that's one.
Earl has his hand up.
So we're gonna collect the 15.
Yeah, I went to the FCC today for a
Hold on,
vanity
we got a
call.
question. We got a question, guys. Hold on.
Okay, Earl.
Go ahead, Earl.
I went to the FCC for a vanity call today. It was $35.
Vanity calls are $35. Earl tried to get a vanity call and it is $35.
Yes, that's one
Yeah.
of the three conditions.
Yes.
These is still good for 10 years. Yeah, they haven't changed that.
Okay.
And it's also 18 to 30-day waiting period.
30 days waiting period.
30-day waiting period.
Yeah.
Question, are they charging a fee for use of the credit card? Like the state does?
Did you hear that? Or did they charge you for a use of the credit card, Earl?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
They won't let you pay staggered.
Okay, for old business, the committee, you guys, for field day, you guys are working hard. You have
Yeah,
any?
we're working now really hard. So we've had a meeting on it
Okay,
and
here.
the proposed.
I want to make sure that people.
Oh, yes.
so we had a meeting on this and Bill and Steve and I, and the initial thought was that go back to the traditional Dysart Park, which I drove down there last week or so, and the place looks better than it's ever looked. Except there's no sheds. Those sheds are gone. So if we go there, we were gonna need pop-ups, something for the sun. It'll be, so I don't know if the club has pop-ups anymore. We used to have, but I don't know where they are.
Did they trim the trees? Is that what I was wondering?
I know.
They had one structure over there, a couple of them. I guess they got weakened and they took it down.
No, he's asking about the trees along the, yeah, Mike asked the same question. I didn't notice, to be honest. So, and Bill suggested that maybe we should look into going, well, he expressed that he liked the Rio Rancho. Los Rios, but that place burned down, if you didn't know, that the place, and they, so that's off the table, but then Steve came up with another idea of maybe Gilman Ranch. So right now, we're gonna put it to the group at some point, which would you prefer? And if you have hard feelings right now that you want to go to Dysart Park, it might save us a lot of work. We won't really pursue Gilman Ranch anymore. It's up off Wilson.
It's just north of Wilson at 16 or something.
And it may not be available for overnight. We don't know about that, but Dysart usually is.
It's a county park.
Oh, way up by Apple Annie's. Do you know Apple Annie? It's up by there. It's way up.
As you get up and it takes a left.
We hadn't even talked
That's
about.
the one that's down, and the little thing, that's a great big grass here in front of it. Used to serve
Or
really
no
big,
Creek.
tri-tip.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what burned him down, but I don't think it was, 'cause it happened in the middle of the night.
So the actions that are being taken, Steve is going to be talking to the city of Banning to see if we can get the park. Mike is looking into getting us the
I used
insurance
I used
form.
my old email, and I think they're not monitoring that email anymore, so I think I'm gonna have to.
Go down there.
Go down and send it to,
Yeah.
find out who'll take care of me.
So we're gonna proceed as if we're going to Dysart Park. But if there's a strong feeling in the group that you'd rather go to Gilman Ranch or Bogart or wherever, you need to make that public, and we need to take a vote. So, in fact, I suggest right now we get a sentiment vote on how people feel about going. Can we have a show? How many people would like to go to the traditional Dysart? I'm gonna abstain.
I agree on that.
I only think there's need to pursue it.
What's that, Larry?
I agree that Dysart Park is good.
Larry says for Dysart also.
Two on Zoom.
For Dysart, it's almost unanimous, except for Mike. Sorry. He wants to go anywhere.
Hey, Steve?
Yeah.
Is Ralph Wright still the head guy over there at the city? Is he still the contact?
Ralph,
Yeah,
I believe so.
okay.
Now, I think Mike found out that, sorry.
I think Mike found out that the ARRL is allowing us to use the same protocol as last year and the year before, where you can work from your backyard and apply your count of contacts to the club. Now, I haven't confirmed that myself, but you did too. So that's still a possibility. If you hate Dysart and we don't get Gilman or whatever, you can work from your backyard. That's the way Jeff and I did it last
For
year.
extra points, you go to Randy's garage.
So we're kind of on the subject of field day. Would the club be interested in having a mini field day in May, the month before? Not seeing very many hands go up.
I know.
Okay.
Usually it's earlier in the year, it's like.
Okay.
If you want to have just a really informal one, just anybody who wants to go out and dice out. Set up an account.
Okay, I see Sam has his hand up. Go ahead, Sam.
I voted for your mini field day.
Oh, okay. He voted for my mini field day. I think you were the only one, Sam.
Somebody's got to start somewhere.
Okay. Let's see here.
It would be a good idea if we could make sure we have everything working.
Yeah, it would be a good idea to make sure everything would be
How
working.
about May 17th?
May 17th is a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
It is,
It is a Tuesday.
yeah.
Okay, if you guys want to meet on a Tuesday, that is
I'm okay. I'm retired.
Tuesday, the 17th of May. Mini field day. Mini field day. Mini field day, mini field day.
And where's that going to be at? Dysart Park or our backyard?
We're trying to figure it
Okay,
out.
okay, guys,
Yeah, well, we're getting where?
To Dysart?
No, we don't know that yet. No, we don't.
But we don't have to go to Dice.
No, you don't.
And George is suggesting, it might be a good suggestion, Seneca Springs.
Seneca, is that little park? Yeah, that's a nice little park. I know which park you're talking about.
The
Yes.
kids will be in school because the
Yeah.
weekends, they're all over.
Good point. That's what it's for.
Yeah, it's close. So if you want to do it on.
Is that the park right there by Montana?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I will not be able to make it that day. I have a funeral that day. I'm looking at my calendar, but that's fine. If you guys can organize it, that'd be great.
That was only my suggestion. for that.
Are you gonna be rising from the dead afterwards?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Sam.
Well, you said it was, you had a funeral.
Okay, does the 19th work for everybody? It works for me. That's a Thursday, Thursday the 19th, Jeff. You got your hand up, Sam?
No, sorry.
Okay. Okay. What time do we need to?
9 o'clock,
9 o'clock? 9 o'clock works. Okay, I'm writing it down.
no more than 2 hours, stay an hour or 2 hours.
A few hours to set up and make sure it works.
Come on, hang on.
Quick question, how many bands did we work last year? At that Dice? I think 3, was it 3? Do we have 20 for all 3 bands?
40.
Seneca Springs, Seneca Springs. Seneca Springs.
Everybody know it's Seneca Springs?
Seneca
Oh, I
Springs.
have a cattle appointment.
It's off of First Street in Beaumont. Close to the,
You go past Coles, and then you get a stop sign, you take a left.
No.
In the middle of the park, there's another stop sign, turn left.
Disregard.
Go in the parking lot.
Thursday.
Yeah. The new movie there.
all right, guys, let's,
In the morning?
Actually, the meeting starts at 12.
okay, guys, let's talk about something a little bit other than radio, but maybe just some social activity for the club. You guys are all plugging away. Does everyone like ice cream?
No.
Oh, man, that's out. Okay.
Yes.
Like your style. Okay, I have secured a place
For a barbecue?
for a barbecue, ice cream, and hanging out.
All right.
What's your backyard?
You're pretty close. It's a garage. It is a garage. It's in Redlands. It is
Oh, it's our ice cream social?
ice cream social.
Oh.
Ice cream social in August.
Oh, in August?
Yeah, I secured it in August. It has to be a Saturday, but it could be any of the Saturdays in August.
So it's an indoor affair?
It is indoors.
Oh, wow.
This garage has AC.
What are you talking about? Right.
Redlands.
Secure place to have our ice cream social slash bar barbecue. Where?
In Redlands.
No, Redlands is a big place.
It is at my parents' home.
Oh, I was gonna say, at a secret.
And I'll send Jeff a photo of the garage so you guys realize it's not really a garage. It's more of a man cave type situation.
How big is it?
What is it?
Big as this room?
As big as this room and even bigger. It's
Okay, so.
well, it's probably almost as big as that room.
6,
With-
13,
yeah.
20, 27.
6.
Yeah, we got 6, 13th, or the
13th.
No, August. That's Saturday. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, so.
What date?
6, 13, 20, 27.
Flip don't eat ice cream on Saturday.
No, I got a gig.
16 is good for me.
All month?
13 is our 13th is our breakfast meeting.
13th is breakfast.
13th is our breakfast meeting.
Okay.
June 13th, that's a Monday.
No.
No, August.
20th is good for me too.
All right, here's the deal, guys. During the board meeting, we were talking about different ideas. We could, obviously, we don't have an ice cream machine, but we can purchase ice cream, and I have an ice cream maker, and I'm sure some of the club has some ice cream makers. We can make the ice cream ourselves, or we can purchase the ice cream.
Yeah, I go by the first calendar.
What's that?
Purchase them and buy it.
Okay, here's the thing. When we get closer to July, we'll finalize everything as far as the barbecue goes. We'll see what food we need and all that goes. Okay?
We can get the 5 gallons.
Go ahead.
Did we finalize the date?
We haven't finalized a date. Okay, let's finalize a date.
The only one that's not good is the 13th.
Okay, let's not do it the 13th.
Yeah, it's our breakfast day.
Breakfast
Yeah.
is 13th. So it has to be 6.
6, 20th, or
6, 20,
27th.
27. I vote the 6th.
The 6th. I like the 6th.
You like the 6th?
I like the 6th.
6 works for me. Sounds good.
All right.
Anybody doesn't like the 6th? Good for me.
Okay, I'll let my parents know to expect us
Walk
on.
down, and that's roughly 10 o'clock, semi, sort of.
Yeah. Okay, they do have a very steep driveway. I will be running the golf cart back and forth. We'll have to park down on the street, and once you guys see the driveway, you guys will understand, okay, that's why we're parking down at the bottom, and I'm gonna be running the golf cart back and forth. Let's see, and there's no cleaning, as far as getting there early and cleaning. I'll have it kind of set up. I will probably need some volunteers to bring some tables like this. I'll bring all mine. My parents have a bunch. We'll make sure that we have enough. We'll get a head count in July to kind of see how many tables we need and all that. It is AC, so it is, that's what's nice. If we're gonna be having it in August, we're gonna have that AC running.
I have tables like this, I can bring some in my truck.
All right, we'll try to finalize everything in the June meeting.
So
I'm sorry, the July meeting.
Spouses invited.
Spouses are invited.
No, your mother's not a ballroom dancer. We don't have to worry about like the gym floors, not marking them up with their chip heels and stuff like that.
No.
Just in case, I mean, if you want me to bring my flip flops, I'll pull out a brand new pair and wear them at the door. I'll take my other shoes off.
Okay, we have it nailed down for the 6th. I'm trying to think, did we cover everything?
Yeah. And then, of course, I suppose map to follow.
Yes, well, I'll get a map and all that good stuff. Matter of fact, what I'll do is the street, it's in the groves, right as you go over Crafton, right by the college up there on the hill, Crafton College. It's in the orange and avocado groves. So it's on a street that's very narrow when you make that turn, but I'll put our sign out there at the corner so everyone sees it. No, this is where we turn.
DJ's home inspection.
Yeah. What's that?
If I buy a Tesla, can I make that?
Well, do you have a problem with it?
All right, I think that's it right now. You guys want to take a break? Come back for.
Before you take a break,
Oh, flipper.
I have an auction going tonight. Another one? Another one. Donate it to the club. Donate it to the club. It is a Bofang. Oh, this box is terrible. It is a Bofang.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's a Bofang, 2 meter, 440. Monitors 4 frequencies at the same time in either band. And it's, God, if it has an hour on it, I'll eat your shirt. Okay, just the box came in all kinds of messed up. And I think it was a second, I bought it on Amazon about a year ago. And it's all new stuff, but the box looks like it's been around since dirt, but it does work very nicely. And it's mounting. I'm sorry?
I see TV shows.
25 watts. 25. Huh?
That's frying your brain.
No, it's 25 watts. It's meant as a mobile. It's actually a mobile. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not an HT. It's a mobile. It's a mini mobile. Mini mobile. So donating it. Wait a second. We're making money for the club here now. Okay, so there's no minimum and it's totally donated to the club. So anything that's bid here will go to the club. Okay. Do we have a start? Yes. No, it's not that way. This no, it's only one.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
It's about the size of a face.
That's exactly right. It's the size of a place plate, but it's really in great shape and it works well and it's color and it's all kinds of stuff. So, all right. Do we have an opening bid?
$5.
You're on. I hear 5. Do I hear 6, 7, 8? Anybody else?
$6 from Echo Lake.
Larry's at 6.
$6. Do I hear 7 or 8? Do I hear 9 or 10 for the club? Come on, for the club.
Hey, $10 over here on Neck Lake, Larry.
We got 10, both Larry and Ed.
Oh, both 10. Okay. We've got 10. Do I hear 15? We're gonna go in 5 increments. Do I hear 15?
I'll do 15.
All right,
Okay.
Larry, it's at 15.
Okay, 15. We've got 15. Do I hear 20 or 18 or 20? Someone higher significantly? This is for the club now. Come on, this is gonna pay for the ice cream. It's 119. I just checked it this morning. If you want to buy one, they're 119 on the web. Do I, what are we at? Where did I leave off?
You're at 15.
15. Do I hear 20? Do I hear 20?
Oh, I'll go.
Ed, what did you
20.
have?
This is Larry.
Okay, Larry's at 20.
I'm sorry?
Larry's at 20.
Larry got 20. I hear 20. Do I hear anything higher than 20 at this point?
Randy said, check the finances. Check the wallet.
Oh, I tell you, I particularly don't care for them either, but one thing you can't fault them for, they work. And they work well, and they last. Huh? I've never had a problem with one. I've had a Bofang for almost 5 years and it's never burped once. Okay.
Hey, Flip, you gotta turn it on.
PL 259, yeah, or SO 239, yeah. Isn't it? P50 takes it. There you go. Yeah, okay, yeah. So 239, okay. All right, well, where are we at? Are we at 50?
20? Larry's at 20.
Larry's at 20. Do I hear anything higher than 20?
21.
20, we got 21, Larry.
Ed goes 21. Do I hear 22? Is 21's the bid? Larry?
I'll do 25. I'll put it in my garage or something.
Ed, Ed, do you want to retaliate? 25's the bid. Okay, so go, Larry, it's 25 to you. Going once, going twice. Sold to Larry for 25 bucks for the club.
Well, it may be on the auction next month. We'll see.
I can't hear you, Larry. Say it one more time.
I was gonna say $25 FCC fee. Payable to the club.
Where do I pick it up and who do I pay? Do I take it to Mike or what?
You know, I got one of those. It's nicely performing.
Philippi's wanting to know where to pick it up and pay.
Right here.
He's on Zoom.
Oh, he's on Zoom. Tell Larry next club meeting.
The next club meeting, Larry. Where do you?
The plantation.
Plantation. He's in the plantation. Okay, we'll get it to you, Larry.
When's our next breakfast?
The next breakfast is.
Maybe come Tuesday.
You don't go to coffee on Tuesday. He should.
Bring it to the next breakfast. I'll see if I can pick it up there.
May 14th is the next breakfast.
Okay, sounds good. Bring it there and I'll pick it up there.
Okay.
Just keep it until the 14th. Is that when he's gonna take it?
Yeah, breakfast.
Why don't you deliver it to him? That way we know it's good.
I'll take care of it.
Okay, good, thanks.
All right, guys, let's take a break.
I just put a club.
Yes. Don't forget to put the.
Oh, yeah. That might help.
Yes.
Or maybe it's back to God's country.
Well, I thought that's what, he's right in God's country. What are you talking about? What, Beaumont's right here? Well, that's, this right here is.
This is holy ground, right here.
Yes, sir. I will.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's through the channel. It's still there.
And that's it. We're gonna do our presentation.
It's not bad. It's annoying.
What I'll do is I'll have, I don't have access to the website.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, if I could send you.
Thank you, George. Well, I'm fixing to leave, that's all. Oh, I know, okay, I'll be right back. Not a problem. 24 to. Yeah, you broke something, I got to tell Larry. Kind of cookies with it. Okay. I think they're kind of that's your job. Take your coffee. No, it's not like that. Talking to you. New county is called. The script takes the long. So I was gonna fix it, and I couldn't find. You and I are working together, we're doing no station together. Even though I voted for dice. Yeah, that's great. But we're still doing station.
Randy, are you there?
Yeah, where's your
Randy, are you there? Six RJA.
Yeah. And it's, what's that? It's gray on the front where you have to show you also same time. Yeah. Which is cool. Don't have to scan it. I don't know. Sorry, I thought for sure you would be like this. Two sides of that. That workout, right? We put a shade up there. Yeah. And we bury it. Yeah. So quit whining. It's $25 for a registration. Okay. What was that? No, you and I are running a station together, so we gotta sort this stuff out. Are you gonna do CW? No, he's gonna do CW. I'm gonna do single Saturday. But we're gonna. Are we just on break?
Yeah, we're on break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just one station. Yeah, I'm leaving. Because I gotta hit. Oh, okay. So. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. See you Sunday. Yes, sir. See you Monday. See you Monday too. I'll see you Sunday. Oh, you're not counting Monday. So then I was counting you Monday. But Sunday's gonna be a mass. Yes, I'm gonna be a mass. Okay. We're going to breakfast afterwards, right? Yes, sir. Okay, not you and I, because you guys go. Okay, guys, have a fun meeting. We'll see you guys. See you there. Arrivederci. But I'll have tickets at the next meeting. Oh, good. For 50-50. For 50-50. All right. Okay. And I thought that the operative words here were skies versus and I thought about this for a little bit. With two photographs. One that I would consider to be skies, and the other would be So you're leaving early? But making progress.
Yeah, send me a couple of those. That Oh, I don't remember. I just ordered it. Yeah. He just came back to me, but Amazon just got it to your house. No, I got an advertisement. In the mail or something. I just like
No, but this is on you.
Yeah, but it's SPARC. You go to 22nd, go to 22nd Street.
Yeah, if I drink all that, you guys will carry me out.
You did what? No.
He said that, I thought that was Jack Daniels. I said, if I drink that, you guys will carry me out. Try to take me to the hospital.
Oh, that's
My wife. And 5 days out there. Wasn't able to work from home Monday.
Five days out there.
No, I mean, I gotta drive out 5 days, it's out 5 days. We had a COVID thing.
Oh, so you're able to work from home.
So I was able to work from home Mondays and Fridays, but now this week. About 5 days, and I gotta face gas prices.
Doesn't want me to, so I gotta the gas prices are coming down. I mean, I paid as high as 569 or something. Today, I think I paid 517.
511 at the Broncos. 511. That was cheap. We're coming back from Palm Springs. Saw the sign. Oh, we're gonna pull up there.
They don't charge you state tax.
All right, guys, moving on. You gonna come back together? I think that's it, because a couple people left.
Yeah.
All right, I do. Well, that's why it was feeling funny. All right, guys, let's, you want to come back together for the meeting? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I did have a little bit more business I forgot about. Let's see here. Had to flip back over. Sorry, guys. Okay, Cherry Valley is going to be the Cherry Valley Festival in Beaumont. It's going to be June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and the 5th coming up. I was wondering if the club has any interest in setting up a tent booth for that event.
Sorry,
The Cherry Festival.
The Cherry Festival in Beaumont. And it's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June.
Where do they have that now?
Behind Silva Park. Yeah. Okay, I already contacted them because I was kind of curious about a few questions. One of the requirements is that we would have to have workers' comp And I said, hey, we're all volunteers. Would you guys waive that? And they came back and they actually said, yeah, we'll waive workers' comp if you guys are volunteer. The thing is, the booth has to be manned for the 4 days. So we would need, it would have to be manned for 4 days. So we,
What was the date on that?
the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June. And it's, I believe that the 2 long days were, let's see here, Friday and Saturday, but Friday from 5 to 11 p.m. And it's Saturday was noon to 11 p.m. Yeah, it'd be long days. The thing is, they give us 6 passes with the booth. So we would need, I would be a volunteer, obviously, but we would need at least 5 other people to volunteer to cover the booth.
How many you want in each day?
I would try to have at least 2 people in the booth at, at all times.
Is there any other facility, is there any other?
At this point right now, I haven't put in an application or anything because I wanted to see if the club was even interested in doing something like that. Another thing is I wanted to see if I could get the volunteers. If I don't get the volunteers, there's no, yeah.
I'm just wondering, would we stand out like a sore thumb amongst nothing but food people, or is there other?
There's going to be arts and crafts and other vendors there.
Say other stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not stating in favor, but a number of years ago, we did do this.
At the sheriff
We did
festival?
have a booth. I don't recall what sort of reception we had.
Okay.
It's normally
We would want to set up radio gear or something.
I planned on setting up this, behind, we have that nice tablecloth and put our brochures, have what stuff we set up at field day out, and just see if we got any interest. But it is a lot of commitment for it's a lot of time. And then today I went to Smart and Final. As I was walking in, it caught my eye. There's a rodeo or something happening next month. And I don't know where, if it's Dysart Park or where, but I go, maybe that would be something if we can get a booth there or something. I'm brainstorming at this point, But I did contact the association with the Cherry Festival, and just to see if we can get that waived. But if we're not interested, we'll just forget it and move on.
The rodeo might be a good place, for people bringing their stuff in, especially driving a heavy duty truck, pulling a horse trailer.
Yeah.
They might be interested in getting something other than the CB radio with their radio.
Yeah, true.
I mean, sounds kind of weird, but then when you think about that.
Okay, guys, and another thing is I didn't, with the flyer up on the wall for the rodeo, it didn't say what type of rodeo it was. And Dysart does have a
Alternative.
yeah, alternative lifestyle rodeo. So yeah.
So we don't know.
He wears chaps and nothing else.
Yeah. So just to get back to your original question about the Cherry Festival, if we were going to go there, what do we have to bring besides our radios?
You wouldn't even have to bring it. I would use all my stuff, my radio, this, we would.
No, I mean, do we need a pop-up or?
I think
It's indoors, right?
no, it's not. It's a tent. We would have to bring an easy up and a table.
We can tell Alfred he's got to be getting all his bag, he got to do pop-ups.
DJ, I'd be interested.
You'd be interested.
You said the Friday shift was 5 to 11.
5 to 11.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that.
Okay, 5 to 11.
You better send out an email.
Yeah,
We need a couple days to think of.
Yes, I understand. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of commitment. I understand. And actually, you guys, I have to go back to my calendar. Let's see. Thursday, I wouldn't even be able to help.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Is the 6th also? No, it's 3, 4, 5, 6.
And actually, I wouldn't even be able to help on Sunday.
3, 4, 5.
You guys, this is my calendar for June.
Thursday's part of it. Okay. Not 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. What are the dates again?
3, 4, and 5.
It's not second?
No, second, third, Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4, 5, yes.
2, 3, 4, 5.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0.
Okay, we'll get an email out and see if we can't get more interest.
Can we call that a POTA?
I wish we could, but I don't think that part qualifies.
It's a POTA.
Probably not.
Steve, you ready for the program? Go ahead.
On those days, do we have to commit for a certain period of time?
At this point, let's see how many volunteers we get first, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
I could probably do some of that too, but just not Saturday.
It'd be nice, so if I'll ask also if we can take our passes and switch them out, because maybe we could get. Yeah, because we get 6 with the spot, so.
I have a specific interest in the cherry festival. I love cherry pie. I go third place to buy cherry pie. Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay, program is going to be real short tonight, guys. My contribution to it is, huh?
You said a short program.
Very short program, yeah. My contribution is this. How many of you have antennas that, mag mount that do this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. One reason for putting this on the top is so that.
Are you gonna give it up?
Vehicle is audible in parking lot. Okay, unfortunately, the wind drag on it will tend to pull it out, and I found this thing flipped over many times. But piece of PVC takes care of it. Works perfectly for that.
Until you pull into a low hanging garage overhead.
Yeah, well, I have a motorized mount.
That's right.
If you go into these blasted parking garages, you gotta use it.
Yeah, Kaiser up in Fontana don't like them, don't they?
My wife has a similar antenna on her car, and it will do the same thing, although she doesn't have a motorized mount. She drives in, it goes bang, 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 you've heard it all. Anyway, we have, that was what am I trying? Bill and Mike each have what am I trying that I think will prove rather interesting. So, which one do you guys want to
Just
do?
explain what is that center loading?
This is a tribander, one,
It's a tribander.
2 meter, 440.
It's like the CR 8900 roughly, but that's an S.
I don't know, it's a Comet 224 antenna.
Oh, okay.
Same time.
This is just, it's just a loading coil. There's another one down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So you guys know, when I see Steve, sometimes I see him coming. I'll see him on the freeway a mile ahead. He'll pass me. I can see Steve.
Yeah, it's visible. And the nice thing about it is that you guys have probably, if you've ever looked through an aircraft magazine, there's an ad in them that says, your balls saved my life. And you've seen the balls on overhead wire. Why do they use them?
Keep the planes from crashing into them.
No, they always have contrast, light and dark. There's always a shady spot on it. You'll see in it, and they show up well. It's not just a sign, but these actually have bright and dark in the sunlight, and that's why they're used. Tennis balls will do anything. Yeah, this happens to be styrofoam, and I buy the paint, the fluorescent paint at Hobby Lobby. It comes in a tube, and it does not eat up the styrofoam. If you use spray paint on styrofoam, yeah, you know what happens. Yeah, and of course they're white, and the secret to using fluorescent paints is that they must have a white undercoat. They will not fluoresce with a hoop without that white undercoat. Yeah. I didn't know it either until I started using it. Yeah. Well, until I bought it and I found out, oh, you got to do that. Yeah. Okay.
I used to think big brother Ron's, you know, the only antennas on his car.
Okay, I'll let Bill's going to go first. He has some presentation on connectors. So coming up field day, this could be important.
Okay. The first thing I'd like to say is I'm not an agent for this company. I don't endorse them. In fact, I have actually not even used these in an actual electrical circuit. But when I saw it advertised, I thought it looked like a good idea. So I just bought the set to try it. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, but the idea is these are butt splices where you have two wires that you want to connect together. Sometimes I would typically use a wire nut unless it's RF or something like that. And then the other method that we've all used is where you tie the two wires together, twist them together, and then solder them, and then you heat shrink. Then you use heat shrink, and then you often put tape on the outside of that. So it's a quite a few steps process. So this narrows it really down to just a sort of one step. So basically, what it amounts to is this is a kit that has a lot of different sizes. Basically, what it is a tube, and I'm going to send one around. This is the big one. It's basically a tube, and in the center is a ring of solder, and then on each edge is a meltable product. I guess it's like a wax, or maybe it's plastic. Trim tubing? Well, I'm going to get to that. And what that does is it seals both sides of the solder joint, okay, so that there's no water or moisture incursion. And then the entire tube itself shrinks. So you got three products that are all put together in one package. And the idea is you put the wires together and you apply heat, and it does all three functions for you.
I got shrink tubing that when you shrink it down, there's a chemical inside that seals it up and makes it watertight.
Well, I guess that's what this is. So I'm going to pass that around.
That's got solder inside of it, right?
That ring is solder. Okay. And so,
Bill, question? It looks like there's a plastic tubing on the total outside of it.
that's the shrink room.
Okay, and so the solder, how do you heat the solder?
Well,
From the outside, you just.
Bill, does that crack first and then solder it?
well, I'm going to explain that.
Okay.
You want to,
Oh, yeah.
want to ask your question, or does that answer your question, or
So
you want to wait till you see it? And
You
then-
don't, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So basically, so this kit, not the kit. By the way, this kit is available for more than one manufacturer. This happens to be a company called Taikon. Of course, it's communist Chinese. Well, I assume so. Maybe it's Taiwan. I don't know, but it's China anyway.
It's close.
Well, there's a big difference between, Taiwan and communist China. But anyway, they also have this gadget, which is a wire stripper. And so I've, for decades, I've been the old school where, you got the scissors and you got to be really careful that you don't cut through and nick it and then you got to pull it off. This thing is so slick. So I'll show you how that works. I brought some wire from home.
How good is that calibration?
Well, what's the question again?
First of all.
You calibrate it by adjusting it for the wire that you want to use. Is that what you're asking? Yeah. So, okay, so I'm gonna use the wire cutter here, and I'm gonna cut actually I'll cut a bigger piece of that too. So I'll cut this with the wire cutter thing. Okay, so then I'm gonna cut these and cut this in half, roughly. So now I have 2 pieces of wire. So then I'm going to use the stripper, and it's really simple to use. You simply lay it in. I know you really can't see this. We need a TV camera or something, but you lay it in there for as much copper that you want to stick out. Right. And for these, you really shouldn't have very much. And you simply close expose it and it strips it like perfectly. It's like incredible. I don't know how it does it.
But still, there must be some adjustment for how deep it's
There
gonna
is,
cut
yes,
into
yes.
the.
Yeah, so anyway, that's that. Okay, so then you take one of the deals of the appropriate size. And I kind of, I wasn't sure whether this was the orange or the blue, so I'm gonna do the blue. So you take this and you simply put one end on one end, the other end on the other, and you mesh the two
Inside the
coppers
ring.
together.
Inside the ring?
Inside the ring.
Okay.
Okay.
So they bypass each other.
So they enmesh with each other.
Okay.
And you put that right under the solder ring.
Okay.
All right, and then you hold it like this, and then you get your heat gun. And you simply, just like you do a shrink tube, except it takes longer because the solder has to melt. I don't know.
5 million degrees.
I don't know, it doesn't say.
The lights are not in the house.
So while you're doing this, it's melting, it's shrinking the tube, it's melting the waterproofing, and then eventually it will melt the solder. Obviously, the solder takes longer than the rest of it.
One thing about shrink tubes is when you do that with a gun, you try to shrink it, you can actually burn up the shrink tube.
Yeah, well, you have to be careful.
I mean, because the same technique apply on this, you can't get too close to that gun.
Well, I don't have enough experience to answer that. So what I'm not sure about is, to prevent a cold solder joint, you need to have enough heat. And I just don't know if the heat gun has enough capacity to heat the solder that much. So, like I said, I don't know if this is just a fool's errand or not. There's no way for me to know until I field test it.
Have you done one of these successfully?
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna pass it around from my.
Can you see the solid flow?
Yeah, you can see the solder.
I wonder how that would work with what speed? Yeah, I have one of those propane torches.
Yeah, a propane torch might work, although it might burn the plastic.
That's what I'm saying. If you get it too close, it will singe the damn plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a very high temperature.
Yeah, so I was not looking.
That's true. You mean like that? Well, that get hot. I don't think it'll get hotter.
Looks like it's melting.
I've got an air solid. I think a renewed surface mount. And it's got temperature control, like it says, 400 degrees.
You're right, it's starting to melt at the lower temp. I can see it's melting now.
It'll get hotter.
Actually, when I tested this before, and it went faster than this, so I don't know what the. I don't know. Well, I just turned it to the lower one because the fellow said lower airspeed.
Airspeed. But if it also turned down the heat, I don't know.
It also, yeah, it does.
They've already also turned down the heat.
So it's slowly but surely doing that.
It seems like a big pain in the ass. I'd get out my soldering gun, I'd have it together.
Yeah, conventionally you would have had, we could have done 3 of these right now. Anyway, I thought it was curious and it wasn't very expensive. So.
It's a new concept. It's a new concept.
It's a great concept. Maybe a different heat source would be better. I'm not going to take you guys any more time. Anyway, I'm going to send these 2 around first because those are ones that I already did. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit and then I'll send that around.
Did you buy that in anticipation of any project?
No, just.
Quick question, will that wire crimper work with
I don't know.
Hey, Steve, I have it home, I bought from DX Engineering. I bought that kit for power poles. And it came with all the different.
Oh, the different dies.
Different dies.
Yeah.
So I tell you. For
Makes
my
it-
project in the shack, that was absolutely.
Power poles work great, man. They're fantastic.
Yeah. And then I solder them afterwards. I got not only a good mechanical, but an electrical as well.
Did you know that in aircraft, they do not use solder on purpose, it's crimped?
Well, they do, yeah, but they're running into an issue with that now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's called moisture.
Yeah.
Corrosion. When I went to solder school for North American Aviation, the soldering had to be where the solder was not allowed to wick up under the insulation. It had to be within about a 1/16 of an inch below the insulation. That was a requirement, because if there's flexing and it breaks, and you got solder up underneath it, and they're finding a connection.
Yeah. In the fifties, they set up they tried to set up a satellite before they were sending, and it exploded. This is the US, and it exploded, and they couldn't figure out what. And finally, someone they figured out.
19 pounds.
19 pounds of solder, excess solder caused that thing to crash.
Oh, my gosh.
Matter of fact, that video was in my class back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, crimps don't last long term. Long term, they don't.
And that was missing.
I always solder everything.
So I'm gonna try this again on my own with a torch.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if the torch works faster and better, and I'll let you know.
Bill, a suggestion to try on that. If you can try one where you crimp it, give it a crimp around that solder band, and then zap it with the heat. Because you want that solder real close so that you get.
Yeah, contact, yeah.
The
Good
other
idea.
thing, Joe, is most solder guns used for this kind of application have a front end on the solder gun that runs around, so the wire laying there, the hot air goes
Oh, all
around.
the way
it.
around. Deflector.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The hot air gun I got, it came with 3 different fittings for the end of to do just that.
That's a neat concept, though. I like that. If it works, yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
You know, that would be good is for antenna wire extension, when you want to extend your long wire or whatever. That would work really well. Yeah.
What else? Mike, you're up.
Okay. We're preaching to the choir here. Anyway.
That's what happens with old farts.
So Steve asked me to talk about portable antennas. Okay,
Cool.
and you know, portable antennas have a place because you could look at it, we could say, well, for field day, you're gonna set up a portable antenna. You could also look at it in an HOA environment. You want to be portable, take it up, put it down, that kind of thing. And then, of course, with emergency communications. So those are the kinds of things where portable antennas really come into play. And I'm going to just give you some examples of some of the ones that are out there. I asked Pete to bring his, he's got an inverted V, 20 meters, and we've used that. We've used it, in fact, we.
30 on 30,
Huh?
on 30 meters too.
Yeah.
It will, it's not optimal.
Yeah.
This is cut for 20 years.
But we used it on Parks on the Air when we went,
Yeah.
and it worked pretty well.
This was under $100.
Did you build your own?
I didn't build this.
Oh, this is a kit.
No, this was just the way you see it is the way I buy it.
You just buy it straight out. Okay.
Yep.
It probably has a ballot in
It is a balance. I don't remember if it's a 1-to-1 or it's a 9-to-1.
It's
I
a
don't-
1-to-1.
You think it's a
I think
1-to-1?
it's a 1. I think you're
It should be a
right.
1-to-1.
Huh?
Put a 100 ohm resistor on it, measure.
No, it's a 1-to-1 because the impedance is very low.
It's close to 50.
Well, if it is cut to the frequency.
Yeah.
It should be pretty low.
How high did you have it when you were,
Okay, I used it field day last year. I think
Jeff and I think we got 48 or something contacts, most of which were on the East Coast. In my backyard, CW.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
How-
Now, I have a couple pieces of 3/4 inch PVC with a T on top.
Right.
And that T on top, I put a string, a cord through it to hold this up at 15 feet.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And then the two legs come out. And I try to get it as close as I can to 110 degrees. You don't want it 90, it's not optimal at 90. 110 to 120 is the optimal.
Impedance
angle.
matching, that's what it's for.
Yeah, and then you bring the ends down to within 6 feet
Of
the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're isolating it.
So I had two skates and just tied off the,
Yeah.
That's like an inverted V.
That's
This
what it
is
is.
inverted.
It's inverted, yeah.
just like you
I'm waiting.
This, to me, the cheapest, best antenna I could have ever bought.
Yeah.
Now, I know Mike has a good, portable, adjustable antenna.
Got it here.
Mast?
Yeah, yeah,
A mast?
vertical,
Vertical mast?
but it cost a heck of a lot more than this
Oh,
one
yeah.
cost. Anyway, I'm very happy with it.
Good.
But that's band specific, all right?
20 meters, and maybe 30.
Yeah.
And it comes,
Oh, that looks like.
the end of the wire is folded back,
Yeah.
so you can adjust where on the 20-meter band, which I did. I just lengthened it a little bit.
Did you ever look at the SWR to see what it was?
It's wonderful.
Yeah. They work well. They work very well.
Is that the old 2-meter Yankee?
Yes. Tape measure, Yagi. I don't know what we've done. This is very portable. And interestingly enough, I worked Steve. I was at home in Sun Lakes. And Steve was using this, I think, in Redlands. And we worked someplace. Wow.
They work.
This was a club project years ago where we, when Dale was with us, N7XN.
Yeah.
And we prefabricated the pieces of it, and then we built it in the club meeting.
I still got mine.
Me too.
I do too.
So I don't know if any of you don't have one of these. We could always do another workshop.
I still have the plan for that too with all the measurements.
And I have a tape measure that's useless for anything but this. 25 feet of it, which is plenty, so.
The first one of these that I built, the width here, I used a skinnier tape.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Really?
Really.
No, because
It
it's too
wasn't
floppy.
rigid enough.
Oh, it's too floppy.
It
Oh,
was
okay.
too floppy.
Yeah, electrically it was okay, but it just
Electrically, it was fine.
physically couldn't handle.
So, anyway, it was, it's kind of a neat thing. I've got, and then the other thing that we use this for is a Foxen.
Right.
If you're looking around for a transmitter that stays put.
Somebody moved?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a moving target.
Anyway, that's a pretty good antenna for that.
So what band is this for?
This is 2 meters.
2 meters.
Oh, 2 meters. And so you've got, this is the, right here, this part here is the driven element, okay? Then you've got the reflector and radiator.
Mike, what's
Reflector
special?
director.
What's the special part in the middle there?
Okay,
That's the driven element.
okay, this is the driven element, and
Right.
this is the matching
It's
device.
got a, yeah, it's got a.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's referred to as a delta match.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Yeah.
So this is, it helps you match it, and it, the SWR on this thing is flat.
That's nice.
If you were to look at that, it would say it was short, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
RF, it's not
It works the same way as a Jake.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Very cool.
The other thing, and this is a commercially produced one that you can use this, and it is a
Tripod?
this is a tripod.
Oh, tripods and then that would become antenna bases.
Yeah, it's popular.
Okay, so standard tripod, the antenna. This is a, it's a vertical. And this is a screwdriver antenna.
Oh, there you go.
This is the control box, and I'll show you what that does.
Is that like a big guitar hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the underpowered one.
This is
That's
the sidekick.
smaller one, yeah.
Okay, and so this is the motor, and you can see that there's a big coil in here, and this will slide up and down the coil. Okay, and that changes the frequency response to it. And, I'm not gonna put it together all the way. Anyway.
Can you turn the intercom off?
No.
It's the
There's a switch on the side.
PA.
Nothing. Okay, so this comes with a stock, I think it's about a 3.5 foot width. Okay, and I've always gone with the idea that the more metal you have out there, the better it is. And so what I did is I got this as MFJ whip, and it's like 120 some odd inches overall, and that will go on here. And so with the control box, and this, you've got a control cable that will run from here to over to here for this, and this, the motor will drive it up and down this coil, and you adjust the frequency. So on your radio or SWR meter, you keep pushing the button up or down. And when it gets to the lowest SWR, you're there.
How well, do you use any radios with it or counterpoise?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
What it, you can have, I've done it both ways with a counterpoise, the single wire counterpoise, works fine. For extra, you could buy, and I did, I would put on here, it's 2 sets of 4, so a total of 8 radios. Okay, and it works beautifully.
How big were the radios?
I think they were 10 feet.
Okay.
8 or 10 feet, I can't remember.
But do they go down at a slope?
Yeah, they'll come down at an angle, and it's not really, I can't tell if it's, the degree of the slope of the angle makes much of a difference.
It does, 45. 45 works well with those, 45 or just slightly less. It'll match it to a good 50 ohms, 50, 60 ohms. But what I do
but you can tune it also, you're able to tune it out.
What I do on mine, Mike, is I have the 1.5 kW version of that. And I have it on a tripod, okay? I have 2 counterpoises only. You only need 2. Make them 180 degrees apart, totally 90 degrees to the vertical. And then everything is 3 feet off the ground. The tripod and the radios, counterpoises are 3 feet off the ground. I can tune that on every band from 80 through 6 down to 1.1. And I have a 13-foot radiator on the top. And I get 5.7 and 5.8 from Europe, Australia, South Africa, running about 500 watts. So that antenna works very well.
It does, it really does. And now the one thing where this is supposed to get, like to 10 meters, okay, it won't do it. If I had this fully extended.
Well, it's too much.
So I've got too much.
Yeah, you got too much.
So
unfortunately, you can't get rid of the coil.
So I'll just bring it down.
Yeah, sure.
I've got it marked off to where.
It works well,
The only thing is that, when you're hooked up to the radio and you're touching this, and somebody keys the radio.
That's never happened.
Oh, that should never happen. Who in the heck would do that?
Some newbie.
Anyway, so that's proof that it works. And if any of your really want the experience of an RF bird.
You were tuned up.
So it's, I think you've got a good example of a wire here.
Yeah.
Now, there's also what you have as far as a portable is an end fed.
Yeah.
An
End
end
feds
fed
work-
wire,
end
and
feds
it's a
work well.
portable situation, works very, very well.
They do.
But there you need a balance.
Yeah, you've got a.
Like a-
It's a 9 to 1.
9 to 1.
Down to a 1-to-1 current balance. And that's how you set them up.
Yeah, and it's.
They work fantastic.
They work good, they really do.
There's one thing with the wire, if I just may add a comment, is there are key lengths that you can look on charts. And if you want to work like 80 through 10 or 80 through 6, they have the whole thing mapped out so that if you pick this length of wire, it will match perfectly each one 80 through 6. If you pick the wrong length, okay, you'll work on a couple of bands, but you won't work on the others. So someone has really taken that end-fed wire and measured what in the heck really works, and they do work. They work fantastic.
Yeah, along with the issue of length.
Yeah.
One of our club members is Dick Spalding, and he did a chart on it. And what you want to avoid is a half wavelength.
Right, exactly.
So
That's
you've
right.
got to find a wire length that's not a half wavelength of any.
Of all the bands you want to work.
You
That's
wanna
right.
do.
And they have it. They have them.
But it's a real versatile antenna, and it's cheap.
Yeah,
But
very cheap.
the other downside to that antenna is that the endpoint is at very high voltage.
Yeah.
Very high.
Yeah, but you want the current low where you're feeding
Yeah,
and working
so
with it.
low current, high voltage.
Yeah.
So it's the, at my house, what I have, and it has the same thing as a loop. So you've got a tuner.
Right.
And you've got a wire going out the hot end of it, coming back around into the tuner to the ground.
Right.
Okay, it works. It's a cheap antenna. The only thing that's expensive is the tuner.
Yeah.
And, but that's not really a portable antenna. So you've got some examples here. You've got end-fed, you've got the inverted V, you've got a vertical here, you've got a Yagi over here. And these are, this package here, they don't, actually, they're not making this antenna anymore.
Right.
But these tend to get a little pricey. Now Don, WA6UVW, Don has, I think, DJ, you have that
Super antenna, yeah.
The super antenna is not motorized.
Yeah.
And that's a little pricey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 400.
It's
about
almost,
400?
it's
Yeah.
almost the same cost as the baby Tar Heel, about $5.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's basically the same concept, concept-wise, so.
Except it's not motorized.
The 1.5 kW one is about 750, $800. Okay. From Tar Heel. But one thing you gotta watch out, or not watch out, one thing you gotta be aware of is that antenna made by Tar Heel has the best components to last over time. And they've got the same Tar Heel running for years and years and years, okay, as opposed to some of the cheaper ones. After a few years, they corrode or they whatever. That thing is built like a Sherman tank. You
High
know?
reliability.
How much did that
goes
cost?
well over 10 years.
How much
Is
did
that
that
right?
cost you, Mike?
At the time, I think with the tripod and this, it was about $250.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, it was cheap, but that's
Way back when, yeah.
a few years ago. So.
They work well.
It does, it's great. Anyway, those are some portable type antennas.
Very good.
You can put them up anywhere.
Yeah, sure can.
In fact, Steve built me a hitch for the back of my, when I had an SUV with a trailer hitch.
Yeah.
And I was able to mount this thing on it.
Did it work for you fairly well?
Oh, yeah.
They did really?
In fact, what was wild, we went to, we did a Boy Scout thing, Scout Ram or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Up in the Cajon.
Devore? Devore.
Devore. And we were set up and I was had this thing mounted on the back of the car.
Yeah.
And I was just spinning around, I heard this loud station, man. I worked the guy, he was in England.
Yeah, yeah. They were.
And I'm sorry to say it was on sideband, but you know.
Spoken like a true CW.
Doesn't count.
Anyway, so that's just.
One thing's about the tripods I found though is you need a counterweight on the bottom if you're gonna go outside with them. They get a little top heavy, so you gotta put a big weight on the bottom. They work. Any kind of.
Well, you know what, I'm curious, you say you have counterpoise.
Two counterpoise.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Is, you're not sensitive to the length of this?
Oh, yes, you are. Okay, here's what happens. You take the two counterpoints, the line 80 through 6, they're 17 feet long. Each on each side. Now, that works well for 40 and 20. Okay. The minute you go to 17 or 18, before I have switches in there, so I just flip a switch on either side, and now it's 9 feet, 9 feet on each side, or 18.
So that switch opens up the wire.
Yeah, right.
Kind of, I guess.
No, none, zero. And then the other thing I did was, I got tired of pushing the button, you know, I just set up a band on 20. I got tired of pushing the button and then, oh yeah, I gotta go outside and set the two switches down for 40. So what I do is, screw it, I put two more strands of 17 in parallel with the other one, so I can go to either band without changing.
By the way, you brought the issue of wind load.
Yeah.
Okay. When I use those radios.
Yeah.
And I have them going to the ground.
Right.
State.
Yeah.
Those are my.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But I have found that if you elevate the counterpoises at least 3 feet off the ground, 2 to 3 feet, you are now not putting anything into the ground, and you're getting a total return from the two counterpoises for the transmission. And that's what gives it that low angle radiation. The minute you drop the counterpoises, you're decreasing and raising that angle radiation. So for DX, I prefer to have it totally 90 degrees for the.
So does that mean you put a stake out, if you're in the field, you put a stake out that sticks up 3 feet,
Yeah,
and then attach it to the
yeah.
top?
Yeah.
So that's where your counterpoises are horizontal.
So it doesn't matter, if 17 feet of your wire.
Actually, you can make them quite taut. It depends on how stable your tripod is there. If you really stabilize the tripod, write a stake in the ground to hold it there, you can take the wire and stretch it almost perfectly straight out.
Flip.
Yeah.
And then you've got mine, it's on,
Yeah, Jeff's got the same similar concept as mine. In his backyard, he's got this gate or this wire fence that's about this high off of about a 3-foot wall. Okay, so I figured, oh boy, if we put that antenna on the fence, it's gonna detune that thing like crazy. Not detune it. It's really crazy. And then when we took the two radios, we put them down about 45 degrees for a perfect match because of the adjacent position to where that fence was. And he runs 1-to-1 SWR, and it's a beautiful setup. It works.
It's like there's a shunt before the fence, I mean electrically, so that it doesn't see the fence?
Does not see the
Oh, I thought it was a wire fence.
it's a wrought iron.
Yeah, so it is
That's
metal.
all right. And
That's
he's
right.
right.
But yet it doesn't see it. Electrically,
It's not that
it's opaque.
It's not coupled. It's not coupled at all. And I was amazed. Okay, it is metal, you know.
It is a fair side, but I'm not sure how it's going to affect it.
Well, it didn't affect anything. It didn't affect any kind of tuning or anything. It works. It works.
Here, guys, I'll try to get mine in real quick and we'll get out of here. Okay, Costco was selling these kits right here. This right here. They didn't sell a battery with it or charge controller or anything. I seen it. It was 180. I think it was 180 originally. And I went back to Costco and they had it marked down. I said, well, I was going to buy it anyways. And just sweeten the deal when it was marked down. So to get this thing to work, I knew it had no charge controller. The output on this was at 21 volts. And this is a 100-watt solar panel. It is at 21 volts. So I knew I needed to get a charge controller. So I picked one up on Amazon. This one here I think was $17. So, but you know, because I was shopping at Amazon, you gotta make a list. So I went ahead and picked up the crimpers, the Anderson crimpers, got those. I think these were $23 on Amazon.
Yeah.
With, you know, it's China, but you know, I got the Anderson connectors. But this thing right here popped up there too. And it's a watt meter and it tells you a few different things. I'll pass it around. You can monitor your source going in, how many volts are going in, how many amps are coming out, and all the other good stuff with it too. This is actually for RC cars, the really high-end RC cars.
Yeah.
But a lot of ham radio operators have adapted this over to work for us. So you can put it, so I can put it in between the solar panel to the battery, and I can see how many amps are coming out of the solar panel.
Can you also use that to find the best position of the cells to get the highest?
I did that, yes, I did that. I've only did a little bit of testing with this. I'm still trying to get it all set up the way I need it to be. One thing is a 3.5 jack on the millimeter. So to get that to work, I had to find an adapter. It has pocket on it, so that's really nice, all kinds of good stuff. But it is, it is a jacket, so, get this to Anderson, I have to come up with a solution.
Yeah.
So.
It's a barrel.
Yeah, it's a barrel connector there, so I do have a solution, so. The first time I plugged it in, I didn't have the solar controller yet. I hooked it up to my battery and the thing, and I was monitoring with this, and it went straight to 21 volts and 5 amps. I'm like, oh, I gotta get this thing off my battery real quick.
Serious?
Yeah, this is a lithium battery, so I didn't want to kill this thing.
Yeah.
Those charge controllers sometimes have an output. And if you're gonna use that with your radio, you better have one that's like 100 amps or something. So generally what I would do is just wire the battery with the radio together and use the charge controller to charge the battery. So basically-
Yeah, no, I wouldn't come off
Because
of
a lot of
this.
the charge controllers do have outputs. Don't try to use that.
That's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
What's that panel about?
What's that?
What's the solar panel on?
This is 100 watts. 100 watts, and it folds up real nice and carries it like this.
Two of those would do a pretty good job with your battery.
Yes, Sam has the one that's glass that folds up real nice. It has a charge controller right built onto the back. Like a suitcase.
Yeah.
So I'll pass this around. This was $14 on Amazon, so I threw it in the cart, along with a bunch of other stuff. It got expensive real quick that night. So I'll pass this around.
Hey, when you were running the battery for a Dysart, that thing, you had a big battery, we understand that, but you didn't have any charge on it all, it lasted all day.
Yeah.
Did you charge it?
I charge it ahead of time, of course.
No, I know, but the radio didn't drain it in the sideband all that much.
Not really. I mean, if I used it all day, it would, if also I was running like 50 watts, I wasn't running full power.
Oh, okay.
So it does have these nice little kickstands on the back, so you get this thing aimed at the sun, and I really like how clean it folded up.
Yeah,
that's nice.
This thing.
So you said it was on sale, but not anymore. They don't.
No, they still have some. I was there yesterday. When I walked up to the pallet, they had pallets of these things. The pallet was this high.
Yeah.
The time I walked by yesterday, they were about knee high. So they're still there.
So what is today's price for that?
140.
Okay.
140 is like 139. So 140. And what this is for is actually to charge one of those battery packs. So it's like Jackery battery, little boxes that have the battery and inverter, everything in there. So I didn't want to cut my end off, just in case I got one of those boxes, I'll be able to plug straight into it. And it did come with a universal set of jacks, just in case you needed several jacks.
The industry has been mischaracterizing those as electrical
Generators, yes.
There's no, I don't know why they're calling it a generator. It's so crazy.
So I was gonna buy one and it just sweetened the deal and it was on sale.
Yeah, no, it's.
I told Steve, what's that? It's like a $40 off. Guys, I just tried to go quick so we can, I think it's getting about time.
Yeah.
The compact package.
Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Did we stay on Zoom?
Yes.
We stayed on Zoom. Thank you guys for all coming.
Well, not to your tables, Joe.
Thank you guys for sticking with us, okay? Can't hear you, Sam. You're still muted, Sam. Sam, you're still muted.
I kept telling everybody how good you was going to do tonight, that you had the problem taken care of, and by golly, you did it. Excellent reception in Bozeman.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thanks everyone for being there, and I'm sorry about the last meeting, Earl and Larry and Edie. Everyone have a good night.
Couple of comments.
Go ahead, Earl.
Have you noticed that we're getting repeater bleed over on other repeaters?
You know, our repeater here in town has always had that issue, and it's an Anaheim repeater that would interfere with us.
On the same pair.
On the same pair.
Because we're getting,
It's usually in the summer times when it's worse.
right now, we're getting bleed over on 3 of the local repeaters from the high desert. That's one of the problems. And now I'm seeing on all the bands, non-English speaking people getting on there that never give their call sign.
Yeah, you know, it's California, because there's so many repeaters, it's gonna happen. You know, they tried to separate them as much as they can, and there's just no way to separate them too far away. You know, the pair frequencies and all that other stuff.
Okay, have a good evening.
Have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye. I'm gonna shut it down, okay?
Take care, Earl. Edie.
You guys later.
Sorry.